Yes, hello. Oh my God, that was a deal. That's how I think, we're on a right track. Welcome to That's Whack, guys. My name is Cody. I'm going to be your host to this new show here that started out with technical difficulties. Ugh, I had to try starting the show three different times. It just wouldn't start. I didn't know if that was a sign that maybe it was close the computer, you don't need to be doing this, or maybe it was just be persistent. This is going to show, this is what you're going to have to do through the whole thing. I don't know, but we're here anyways. We made it. Welcome. My name is Cody. I am bringing you a show that is so personal to my heart, pretty much, because I've been trying to do this for a long time. I mean, I think I started this whole concept in 2017, maybe 2018. When I first moved out, I decided I was going to start a podcast, and I was going to interview all my friends and just kind of compile a bunch of stories and a bunch of interviews about being 18 and trying to move out on your own, and also everybody else's different path in life. And I think that would have been really good, honestly. I think it was on some sort of track, but then depression hit. I didn't want to do anything. It was sad. It was a down time. And I didn't do it. I just didn't do anything. So then it failed. And then I think I tried it again. And then it failed again. And then it took multiple times. I tried to do the show with my friend Sim. And that went for a little bit. Those are actually still up. You can look at those on Spotify. Those were fun. It just didn't work. And then me and my friend Sarah, we tried a show, and then that didn't work. And then I tried it with my friend Janie, and then that didn't work. But then now we have another show. In case you didn't know, there's a book club. But persistent. Maybe that's what it was. It was be persistent. Because look, I have been, and I had to be persistent. And now here we are. I don't know. I'm doing too much right now. I'm just really excited. But honestly, you guys are just tuning into my video journal. I don't know. I just want to kind of sit here, spew, and talk about all the little thoughts and all the stupid, thick ideas that I have in my head that you can't just talk to people. If you started talking to people about this stuff, they would think you're fucking crazy. And we're not fucking crazy. I just want to know constantly. I wake up every day and the first thought on my mind is why am I on this planet? What's the purpose? How did we come here? As a child, I just genuinely didn't think about how much that idea or that thought would kind of be in my head as an adult. Why are humans here? Because as a kid, you're not worried about that. You're just having fun. You're going out. You're trying to have experiences. You're trying to have a good time. And then something switches somewhere on the line. It's what the fuck? What are we doing here? Why am I waking up every day? Why am I getting up? Why am I having to go to work? Why are we having to do this? There's no fucking purpose. And so I have ideas. I have thoughts. And you can't just start spewing those ideas and thoughts onto people that you meet every day. And even your friends, your friends don't want to talk about that deep shit all the fucking time. They're going to be you're fucking weird. You need to go sit down, or you just won't have any friends. People aren't going to be friends with you. So I figured this would be my fun little space where I can have these deep thoughts, write them down, and then we can talk about them. And I can just get them out of my head and feel good. And then also, kind of within life, you have to find things to work on. You have to find purpose. And this is one of my little things that I can just kind of work on and look forward to. And now y'all are a part of it. Whoever's listening to this, you are now a part of this. So I think to start it off, why are we here? Why are we listening? What is my purpose? I think I just want to spew my life mantras, because I think that is just what's going to make you wake up every day? What is going to keep making you be a good person? And also, how are you going to float through life? What are you going to be bringing to the table? And I honestly, I want to keep that shit simple and clean. Like, I want to wake up every single day. I just want to make sure I'm happy. If I can wake up every day and go, wow, I'm actually genuinely like happy. I am ready to start the day. Like, I'm in a good mood. It doesn't matter what the fuck else is going on in my life. Like, if I am up and I'm happy and I'm like ready for the day, then everything else must be falling into line, right? Because in order for me to be happy like that, I would have to, in a sense, be everything else doing good. And so if I'm not happy at work, if I'm not happy in my home, I'm not happy with like friends, I'm not happy with my routine, then that's like waking up and being like, oh, finding out what's not making me happy. So like a big thing was, it was a couple years ago, I was working at Discover Bank, and technically on paper, I should have been chilling, dude. Like, I was making enough money. I had my hours. I was living on my own. I was paying my bills. I had a little bit of extra money. I was doing whatever I wanted. Like, everything was cool. But there was a lot of things where like I kept waking up and I was just like miserable. And I was just like blah. And I was just like, I didn't like going to work. I didn't like being at home. I didn't like anything. I was just blah all the time. And so it was like, okay, what is making that cause? So I had to sit with me for a second and go, okay, so I think a big reason, or I think a big thing that's making me feel like that is what? Because I was like, obviously I'm not happy. So I'm not happy, so I need to change something. So then I realized, oh, it was work. Well, just because work is cool and I'm making enough money doesn't mean that it's good for me. I was unhappy because of the hours. Like, although everything else checked the boxes, everything else about this job checked boxes, I was working from 3 p.m. to midnight. So then I would get to work at 3, which I didn't think, okay, backtrack, sorry, a little bit. I didn't think that would be such a big deal. Let me take this out real quick because I can't focus hearing myself twice. So we're just going to hope for the best and hope I sound good the whole time. I don't know. I think I couldn't really focus too well. Sorry, I lost my train of thought since pulling that out. But I was talking about working at Discover and it being 3 o'clock. Before working at Discover, I was a restaurant server. So I already worked nighttime. So I didn't think like, oh, working 3 to midnight, like how could that be too different? Like, it'll be fine going in at 3, going out at midnight. No, it was a massive change. Working at a restaurant, you close at 10, you're out at like 10:30, 11 o'clock the latest. Then you still have time to like go meet your friends or like go hang out, or even if you're like coming over for a little bit until it's like midnight. The midnight was so different because it was like, I'm done at midnight, but then maybe I had a call, which took me to like 12:15, 12:30. Then I got done. Then by the time I'm getting home, it's like 1 in the morning. Then by the time I could change or anything, I don't have enough time to go do anything. Then it's already 2 a.m. Then people already are having to go to work. And then I just started like to be very isolated because, i.e., like, you're getting off at midnight. And by the time I'm free to hang out, it's 1:30. And who the fuck wants to hang out at 1:30, like 1:30 at night? Like, at least all my friends didn't, because they worked like regular jobs or they worked restaurant jobs. But by the time it was 1:30, they'd already been partying for a couple hours and they're already fucking in bed. And so it was just like I was missing out on everything. And so I realized, okay, that's like one thing that's not making me happy. And I think that's kind of where this like mantra kind of came from. It was the first time that it hit me where it was like, okay, well, technically everything in my life is okay. So I should be okay, but I'm like, I'm not. So I'm going to make a better decision for myself personally and not for like how I see or how like the world would see success. I need to make a decision for myself personally that would be better for myself. So I like decided to quit this job at Discover. I went back to serving and I worked at a job where in a sense I was doing okay for myself, but like it's just different hours. I was able to go kind of be more a part of my social life. I was able to move back over to like the side where all my friends were, and then instantly started looking up. So that's kind of where this mantra of like, I need to make sure I'm happy, because once I started like looking at my happiness more so about everything else around me, that's when I just started realizing that everything typically will just fall into line if that's what I'm worried about. So like lately I've been like just focused on like, okay, am I happy? Am I happy? Unhappy? I kind of ask myself that every single day. And I've been doing good. I have a job that I like. I make good money for what I'm doing right now for just being like a one single person. We're making it in the world. We're doing our best, spending every single dollar, but doing our best. I have good friends. I find things to keep myself filled. Like it's all these things where when I start to find myself being like, I'm getting bored, I'm getting tired, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting this or getting that, I take that second to ask myself that. But then that's when I also then give myself the opportunity to fill it with something else to counterproduct that thought. So like really a big thing that I've been kind of just pondering and thinking about is like, what's my like purpose lately? Is like, all right, we're here. Now we're making quote unquote adult money. Now we're adults. Now we're free to experience everything. Like now it really is just like, okay, what's next? What are we doing? And I think recently I've just decided like my point is to experience life for what it is. Like that's what I need to do. I need to experience everything that like I am meant to experience. And I think it's like heavy on the like I am meant to experience because there's so much like especially now with social media and the internet, you get exposed to everybody living all different types of lifestyles and all different types of and going on all different kinds of trips, all different types of fun excursions, trying all different kinds of things, buying all different types of products, trying on different types of clothes, buying different products. Like we see so much of like life now that we didn't, and I don't think we were meant to, that unfortunately I feel like a lot of people did get lost in a sense of quote unquote hustle culture. You know, like everybody's so focused on grinding and working and stacking money and making money, and they're proud to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And it's just pushed onto you where it's like, well, you need to be making money. But it's like, well, if you're always grinding and working and crushing towards the next stage of your life or this one experience that you've seen because it was exposed to you when it shouldn't have, and you're trying to achieve that thing that technically wasn't ever really meant for you, half the time, most of the time, a lot of these people, they end up missing out on experiences that were meant for them, that are fun-filled times, great experiences, time with cherished members of their family or loved ones. Like, if we just focus so hard on like the next dollar that comes into our bank account, we're going to be just zoned out and just so willing to let go of these like times that are technically meant for us right now as we're experiencing them. Like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes you talk to people, and I feel like now, especially like people my age, people younger than me, it's so easy. I'm so old, or oh my God, I'm like so behind, or oh my God, I need to like save, or we need to have a good job right now. We need to do this. We need to do that right now. And it's like, we're like mid 20s, like young, like early 20s. Like that's where all my friends are, or like maybe like still in their 20s, but it's like, man, come on. Like we interact with people in their 40s and their 50s, and they're still like doing shit, and you cannot tell me that shit that they were doing in their 20s like affected them, like especially affecting them now, like majority of the people. So it's like, and I don't know, like I ain't gonna start throwing out like facts and statistics when I don't have them pulled up or I don't know. Like I don't know, I'm not gonna start throwing things. But if we're just constantly on the grind, one, are you going to be that person when you get older and you're going to be 60 and you're going to sit there and like, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I wish I didn't work so hard, I wish I said yes to going out more, I wish I didn't say no to like taking my time off? Like, do you want to be that person, or you want to say like, I fucking grinded, we fucking did it, we went out and we said yes to everything? Like, because we only have one real chance to run around this universe, to be in this age and to say yes to everything, because eventually at some point we will eventually start getting responsibilities. Things will start accumulating into our lives. People will start accumulating into our lives, where then we will have to start thinking about other people with but ourselves. We will have to start thinking about other people but ourselves. But at least as of now, it's like, shoot, you've got the time, you got the freedom, you got whatever you want to do. Like, do not live for a job, do not live for a corporation, do not live for your parents, do not live for a being that does not exist. Live for yourself. That's at least all I could say, is because personally, at the end of the day, you're only going to have yourself to answer to, and you don't want to have any regret. You don't want to have any, oh my God, I wish. And I don't know. I mean, I think I kind of jumped right into this because I'm a little nervous, but I don't know how I want to structure this show yet. We just kind of started talking. I think another topic I wanted to talk about, we'll get better at this. Like, you guys just have to bear with me. Bear with me. Usually I have other people to talk with. This is the first time I'm by myself. But with that, kind of the whole like missed opportunities lately, I have been kind of talking about like, or thinking about art a lot lately. I don't know what's been causing it, but I've been wanting to create it. And I think I'm that person that always has been needing or wanting a reason or needing a reason. Ooh. Oh God, I'm dying. Help. Ugh. But I think I'm that person that always has needed a reason, or like needed someone to tell me like, okay, unless I am like pulling out a coloring book, which I got some good coloring books right here. Look, live, laugh, fuck off. This is where I keep all my coloring books, so I could just easily pull all these suckers out right now. Like, I got Yummy Universe. I have a bunch. Oh, look, this is a good one. Golden Girls. You ever seen Golden Girls coloring book? Probably, but I have one and it's great. Like, unless I am pulling out some of these coloring books and I am deciding that I am going to color and like spend a little bit of my free time doing that, I want to know like how people decide. I was scrolling on TikTok and somebody had showed a piece of their art that they had done, and it was some donuts. They just like drawn like a cool little like kind of like pop art picture of donuts. And in my head, I was just like, oh my God, that's so cool. But like, how did they, like, why did they do that? Like, what told them inside their brain that they should just paint a painting of donuts? Like, how do people get that inspiration? Because I'm like, I love to paint. I love to do art. I will take any excuse to do it. But like, unless someone tells me like, oh, we're going to paint this, or we're going to draw this, or it's a special holiday, let's, do Valentine's Day wine glasses or something like that, like that's a specific subject. I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't ever think they're like, oh my God, I can just pull out art supplies. I can just start making fucking art whenever I want to. And some people are just like that. And I want to be like that. Oh, do I want to be like that? So I have started. I'm trying. So the other day, I was going down to the dumpster to throw out some trash, and somebody had thrown out a painting, and it was a painting it was just kind of like a sea landscape. It was the sea, it had a little island, and then it had some palm trees, and there was a little dock and like a little tiki hut. It was really cute. So I took it because I was like, well, maybe I'll figure something else out. It's at the trash. It said $3.99 on it at the Goodwill. The Goodwill stamp was there, but it was like at the trash. But I was like, I will figure something else to do this with. Because now we're like, hello, no one's telling you to do art. You can just do art whenever you want. So boom, this was my sign. Like, the world gifted me this like portrait. Now I need to do something with it. So I have actually started kind of coming up with, I think, a pretty decent, like kind of fun idea. I've only done one. I want to go around to the Goodwills, to the thrift stores, and try to find some more paintings there and like do them up how I want to do them and like get better at it, because the first one sucked. It sucked. Let me tell you what it was. So we described the painting, right? It's the palm trees, it's the sea, it's the tiki hut, it's all that. It's very pretty, very basic, very, I don't know. I would personally never hang it in my home ever, anywhere, ever. But with I kind of like with AI and VR in my mind. Like, you remember that Black Mirror episode? It came out like forever ago, but it was the one where everybody's like living in those little boxes that have the screens everywhere, and they have like constant screen time, and then like the ads, and then like their whole job was to get on the bicycle and ride the bicycle and then make points so that they could buy like different like screen activities or like food, like avatar stuff, like all that stuff. Like, it was just like the constant ads, constant like screen stuff. And so it was just like, sometimes if they wanted to bike in a different like country, or they wanted to see different scenery, they would have to like bike for a certain amount of stuff to like then pay for it. It was that, with that kind of idea in my mind, I painted this like really big pop-up on in the middle of the painting. So it was a black pop-up, and then the middle was yellow. It was like bright. And then in red letters, or like white letters in the black, it said continue viewing ? And then with the yellow part in red, it said subscribe for unlimited digital access. So idea in my head, I liked it because I was like, oh my god, that's kind of like a cool like pop-up. Like, you have to like subscribe for this like experience to experience these like human things. Now, as it was done, I fucking hated it because it was my work and it looks like shit and it looks like I did it, so I didn't like it. But honestly, there were some things that I didn't like. I started like splattering some like red paint on it to try to kind of like censor out the background a little more. I did a little more than what I should, so like, honestly, I was ready to quit. That's what it was. I was ready to quit. I threw it all. I'm not even gonna lie. I finished it all. I threw all the stuff to try to censor it, and I looked at it and I was like, this is shitty. I hate it. But then I was like, well, no, like, just because everything that you see and everybody's artwork and everything that you show was always perfect and 100% doesn't mean that that's how it starts. Like, you have to start somewhere. And I was like, this is the very first time I picked up paint and I've tried to fucking do this idea. Like, am I really expecting it to be perfect 100% and me love it right off the bat? No, like, I shouldn't. I do, but I shouldn't, because I haven't painted this before and I don't fucking paint often. So to expect me to paint a phenomenal ass painting that I'm going to immediately love is childish, dumb, and stupid. So I just kind of stopped myself. I like set it down, I let it dry, whatever. And I came back and I was like, you know what? It's my painting. I want to hang it up. And I hang it up. I've hung it up. It's on my wall. It's up there. I don't like it, but I've hung it. It's my painting. I need to be proud of it. But within doing that, I also was able to now look at the full picture and be like, okay, these are some things that I want to change. I want to do it again, and I want to do it better with these changes and see how it turns out. So like with the first one, I had put continue viewing ? Subscribe for unlimited digital access. Well, that was with the idea of like you're wearing a VR headset and you're like kind of seeing through a VR. And so you're kind of like being in a digital world of the real world. But now I'm kind of thinking, what if you take it a little deeper level of that and you go subscribe for unlimited human access? And it was like as if we're living in a full digital world, and the only way to get out of it and to experience the real world would be to subscribe or pay or do something, because obviously that kind of, they're going to make you pay for fucking everything. If you don't think eventually at some point we're going to have to start fucking paying to go to the beach, to go fucking, I don't know, open our eyes and see sunlight. But that was kind of that idea of like way in the future. Like, if we had to pay for human experiences, this would be a subscription based thing. You subscribe, ad block goes away. You can now see the beach, see everything, experience the beach. So change it from digital to human. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference, but it makes a difference to me, okay? It's a difference to me. As well as, like I was saying earlier, I had thrown a bunch of red paint over the sides of it to kind of help with censorship and like censoring the picture on the outside. Now, I think I went a little too much, and there was some ways that I liked it. So I think my next one, I'm going to try to censor it with these red lines, how I did it previously, but just a little bit less, and see if I like how it's done. But even if that one is not good, we're still going to take it, we're going to critique it, and then we're going to try again, and we're going to do it again and 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 again until it's perfect. As well as like have a couple other ideas that I kind of flow with this thought process. But it's making me feel good because it's like the first time where I'm like, okay, cool. Like now I just have this idea. I just want to do it. Like I'm just doing it because it's for me and it's because I want to. And it's fun because, hello, we're having to try to fill our time with what to do. And this is kind of one of them, and painting and waking up and being like, okay, so what are we doing every day? Like, am I going to wake up, go to work, go home, cry, go to bed, wake up, go to work, come home, cry, eat some food, go to bed? Like, because that's what I've been doing. And it's fucking boring now and it sucks. And so it's like, okay, we're going to try painting. We're going to try something. We're going to get better at the flow of this fucking show because I feel like I'm just spewing random shit and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But this is the first time and it's going to get better. Because I just have a lot in my head. Big thing though, listen, we were going to talk about is two movies. Two movies that Cody I have been watching that are heavy in my noggin. Leave the World Behind and the show on Netflix, Carol and the End of the World. Now, Carol and the End of the World is very interesting because it makes me think, are we fucking Carol? Because we're all just sitting here fucking going to work every day, pretending like everything's fine, like just continuously living like nothing's happening. But then, like, is the world ending? Is this a sign? Especially because Leave the World Behind. Like, to Leave the World Behind was a great fucking movie. Holy shit, that movie came out now a little bit ago. I've been talking about it nonstop. But pretty much it's a movie that has a pretty decent blueprint of how to make a country go into civil war and take itself down. Like, boom. At the end, it's exposed. Like, oh, it's super easy. It's 3 steps. It's cost efficient too, baby. And they attack each other. You ain't even gotta do nothing. And so it's like super easy. Like, you know, take the internets down, take the phones out, not let them be able to communicate, not let them be able to look up anything. You drop different propaganda of who could possibly be attacking them, different parts of the country, confuse they asses as to what could possibly be happening. And you just cause pure chaos because, you know, as fucking people, we have no sense of trust in anything ever. So the minute that people are feared, sketched, don't know what's happening, and now in the thought of danger, they start protecting and only thinking about themselves, and it causes to complete chaos and rioting. And a big part of that was there's like 2 scenes. There's a scene where the main family's son is bit by a tick, pretty much like Lyme disease, I think, but his teeth start fucking falling out like the next day, and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? Like, what the fuck's happening? And so they take him to some guy that lives down the street that he's like just already kind of a whatchamacallit, doomsday prepper, so sort of kind of guy, always stocked up on supplies, all that kind of stuff. Well, they go over to him because he obviously has medicine, and he instantly is like freaked out, worried about like only protecting himself, not knowing about anything else, Well, pretty much refusing to help this family and threatening to shoot them if they don't get out their yard. Well, it has to come down to the point of them being like, okay, well, we will give you money, we'll do this, like, we'll give you whatever just to get some medicine, because literally, like, it's the like kid's dad being like, I am begging, like it's my family, like you would do anything to protect your family, this is me doing anything for my family. And he gets it, like the guy luckily gets it, and so gives him the medicine for his son. But that was kind of like where it's like, man, this man is fully prepped, has enough medicine to go around, enough everything to go around. But because you just don't know what's happening, you don't know how long, you're going to be overprotective of your stuff, overprotective of your people, not know who to trust, who not to trust. Where this poor kid almost fucking died because people were just not trusting enough and willing enough to help this family out. Well, also, I think it's pretty much like around that same time. So all of this movie is pretty much in like the outskirts of the city, in like some suburb or like some like fancy ass fucking rich ass neighborhood that's like far away, not in the city. So at some point in this movie, they go and they pan to the city. and the city is just in smoke and flames and everything. It's just a hot mess. And it goes to show like how quick people, I think, are willing to turn on each other. And like once people are scared, man, once they don't know what's happening, it's like boom, everyone for themselves. Stay the fuck away from me. You may kill me. You may kill me. You may kill me. I'm gonna kill you. Like, you just don't know. But the movie was so good, as well as one, just because of all of that, like kind of the premise of the movie. But at first it was also just like, it was the first movie in a long time that at least I personally have watched that like was genuinely like artfully not like tastefully like that, but like, you know, like you could see the like color theory in the movie. You could see the like dramatic shots, the music that was chosen, like everything. Like you could just kind of see the purposeness of everything in it, and like the like dramatics of the shots that were taken. It was just so good. And even so, this whole point of the movie is to just be confused, and like the thought of the unknown being really the real cause of fear and danger, and like then causing chaos and everything else. And so this family goes to take a trip, and they book an Airbnb or whatever, and while they're there, the family that owns it comes in at the middle of the night. Mind you, it is a little weird, I'll say that. Like, I would be sus to be like, why are you coming to the house at middle of the night? But this family comes up and they're like, hey, this is our house, like we came here because of the blackout and we're nervous. But the way that it's shot, the dramatics of the music, the like eeriness of it, the eeriness of the family, the eeriness that is being portrayed to you makes you just so just so uneasy about this family that is just a normal family, and that's just their house. Like, comes to find out, everything's fucking normal. But like how just without information, it could just be so harmful with them. I don't know. It was just, that movie was so good. It was just so good. It was interesting too because it was produced apparently by like the Obamas, and like Barack Obama had his little hand in the little script, and he was in there like kind of tweaking and changing things to make it more believable and more realistic. And I don't know, like a big 2-part that like kind of triggers the set of the like strange things that start happening into this movie. Like the one that sets it off is the family's at the beach, and right when they get to the beach, you can see a ship far away in the distance. And then so it cuts to them like at the beach a couple times, and each time that it cuts to them, it cuts to the boat as well, and the boat is getting closer and closer and closer and closer, and all of a sudden this fucking boat just starts docking onto the beach. Everyone's gotta run, get out of the way. Like, it's a slow moving boat. Everyone sees it. It's fucking huge. So it's not like it's sneaking up on anybody and killing anybody. But like, everyone's like, oh, this motherfucker will stop. And then it don't fucking stop. And everyone's like, what? Well, what's even crazy is like in real life, there's been TikToks popping up of giant shipping container ships crashing into shorelines, which being a major part of the fucking movie, it's like, oh shit, is this the signal of the movie? Or like, are we about to start fucking cutting out fucking internet? Is shit about to go fucking down? Like, what the fuck's happening? And then, so right after fucking Netflix wants to go release fucking Leave the World Behind, this crazy ass end of the world, fucking, not end of the world, but like, you know, end of America. Not like, you know, like, oh, it's like the only thing, but like, I don't know. I would feel like, though, if it would happen here, it would probably like kind of spread everywhere else, and like everybody else would just start attacking everybody. Like, it wouldn't just stop like where the movie started, I guess. Is like it would start here in America, and then it would spread, and then all of a sudden it would just be like the whole world, and then boom, everybody in the world is just now like kind of restarting. It's like all for one for all, everyone's fucking nuking everybody, we're all gone. That's what I would kind of think. But on top of that, they also have Carol and the End of the World that came out, which I am actually a big fan of that show. And that's where like, now I'm like, are we Carol? Like, is this what it's showing? Like, is that what that show's supposed to show? Is like, hey, this is what you guys are all doing while like the end of the world is fucking coming up soon. Like, you guys are all working and pretending everything's fine, and shit's fucking going down. Like, shit's fucking happening. The world's coming. In this show, it's about this like woman who she like, I don't know, like, it's just a very boring lady. And I genuinely think that there are a lot of people out there that are like this. They will, end of the world, you could do anything you want, no bills, no money. Money, it's shit. Nothing it matters anymore. Just go enjoy what the world has to offer. And they want to go fucking continue on with their like life. They want to continue go to work. They want to continue going to Applebee's. They want to continue doing everything that they have been doing. I genuinely believe there are people like that. In a grand scheme of things, are we all like that? I don't know. Because with the whole like, with Leave the World Behind and Carol, and like Carol was the whole thing is like the night there's like this big old cruise that everyone's getting on and doing, and then I guess some shit happens in the fucking show with the cruise, and like now there's this big old 9-month cruise that's happening, and they're going through the Drake Passage right now, and everybody's a little worried, and like they got a long time to go. That just started, so who knows what the hell's gonna happen? Are these all just signs that like fucking is this the warning that we're gonna get? We need to be prepared. I don't know. Either or, what it has at least taught me, and I don't know, I say it all with a grain of salt. I say it to be funny, to be entertaining, to like have a good time. In a sense, it's interesting to think about things like this. I at least have anything, at least if anything, have taken that I need to really start doing things with my life. I need to stop being fucking lazy. I need to stop sitting around. I need to stop fucking not doing anything. As Kim Kardashian would say, get my fucking ass up and work. Because I've not been doing that. And this is the start of it. Like, honestly, I came in here and I sat today with y'all. I had no idea what was going to happen. Do I like what happened? What the fuck happened? Yeah. But we're going to post this anyways. This is this beginning. This is the baseline. We can only go up from here. I pretty much babbled mouth my whole way through this first one. But next time, now maybe we'll have a little bit more structure. Maybe I wasn't structured enough. Maybe it was too, like, vague. I don't know. I'm going to go over this fucking script again. And we're going to try it again next week. Because now we're here. And I have a lot more things in my fucking little noggin that I want to talk about. And hopefully, if anything, just some big, deep things, deep questions that I've been talking about, I want to talk about. Not that we're talking about it in a deep way, but like, why are we here? What's the purpose? What? Who's to say the rules of the life is? Who's to say what success is? Who's to say how to live your life? Who's to say living your life is wrong? Who's to say living that way is wrong? These are all big things where it's like, hello, we're going to figure out how to get through this life together. One step at a time. And we're going to learn how to be okay too with the decisions that we make to better ourselves. I don't know. I think that's pretty much all I got for today. I don't really know what fucking happened today. I think I talked about everything, but that's that. Listen, if you liked what the fuck I said, if you want to come back, and we're going to get better at this, I promise we will. But tune in. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out. I had so much fun. It will get better. I need to like loosen up a bit. I know I'm a little like, I'm just tight. I'm nervous. I feel like I have to do this a certain way. There is no way. I could do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. We can talk about whatever we want. We can have this flow whatever we want. We'll work on it. I'm going to work on it. We'll get it done. But tune in next week. Next week, we'll be talking about whatever I want to talk about, some more stuff. Make sure to check in on Monday for Jokingly Serious with me and PJ. Tuesday for 2 books, 1 bottle with me and Janie. And I will see you next week for just little old me. Thanks, guys. Bye.